To all the Patreon members, all the subscribers, all the new viewers, I want to thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. You guys could do me a favor, check out the links in the description box below. Hit the like button, share this video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. I want to make this video as short as possible because I'm going to do another follow-up live stream right after this. So this article right here is brought to you by tiger.com. It says right here, foreigners brawl on Patong Beach sparks criticism of Thai laws. All right. For those that don't know, I lived in Thailand for about 8 years. A viral video showing two foreigners fighting each other on a road along Patong Beach in Phuket sparked criticism of weaknesses in Thai laws. The Thai man shared the video of the altercation on his TikTok account. I went to his page. He already deleted it. I have not seen the video of this. Foreigners, I don't know what foreigners they're talking about. They could be British, Russian, European, Australian. I don't know. All right. Sometimes when they say foreigners, they're not always talking about quote unquote Western people like whites or blacks or Hispanics. Sometimes they could be talking about Asians from neighboring countries. But they're so quick to throw out the foreigner card when they see stuff like this. But we'll get into that in a minute. Foreigners fighting each other. Fights are available almost every night at Patong Beach Boxing Stadium. In the 16-second video, two foreign men can be seen brawling while one of them remains seated on a motorcycle. The altercation caused a nearby parked motorcycle to be overturned. The report did not disclose details about the motive or specific circumstances of the fight. The video sparked criticism from Thai netizens aimed not only at the foreign men, but also at Thai laws. This happened because the Thai laws are so weak. Foreigners aren't afraid. They just need to offer a gift basket of money to the police, and then both eyes and mouths are shut. So if two people are drunk down a strip where there's a lot of bars and nightclubs and stuff like that, what do you expect the police to do when they show up? I don't understand. They said, hey, the laws are soft, the police department is weak, the foreigners offer them stuff to look the other way. What is there to offer behind two people fighting? They didn't fight the police, it was two foreigners fighting each other. Right? All right, so you take them down to the police station. They're foreigners. Let's be for real. There are a lot of immigrants and foreigners who fight in America all the time. What are you supposed to do? They're not fighting law enforcement. What money is there to give? Like, hey, man, I know, you know, I'm British. This other guy I'm fighting is British, right? We're not supposed to do that. Here you go. Here's 30,000 baht. Just let us go. That's how you think that is? That's what you think that happens. That's to be expected anywhere you go. This is why certain countries like Saudi Arabia, you know, alcohol is illegal. Just partying is illegal. A lot of substances that cause people to be inebriated are illegal in certain places. That's why they don't worry about stuff like that going on. Now, I'm sure they got their own, other issues that they address, but this, the complaints of you saying, okay, this happens every night. It won't happen because you're talking about a main strip, like a strip full of bars, nightclubs, alcohol, drugs, like all those elements are there. And it's welcome and allowed there. They would never do this in other countries. Yes, they would. They'd be deported, blacklisted, or jail, but everything is fine in Thailand. We spoil foreigners until they stop respecting locals. Now, if I was a dictator of a country and I'm like, okay, whatever ways for them to make their money, allow it. So prostitution, allow it. Bars, nightclubs, allow it. Alcohol, allow it. Marijuana, legalize it. All the other drugs are illegal. what do you expect is going to happen? If I'm allowing that, yes, I'm going to expect, like, hey, people getting drunk and alcohol being legalized in this country. I would expect that to happen. Just make sure security is there. The police presence need to be there, and bartenders just know when to you know cut somebody's tab when they've had enough to drink. If I'm allowing it, I would expect this to happen every night. I'm not going to deport somebody because they got into a fight. Now, if it gets out of hand, like somebody dies, or you know what I'm saying, like, of course, fighting, people are going to get injured. But if the injuries are severe, then yes, we'll take it there, right? But calling for, see, they a lot of people, they blame their transgressions on other people. They take no accountability, right? You offer this. I'm pretty sure these two guys are inebriated, right? You welcome this over there, and they get mad and say, "Hey, they need to be stopped." Well, what all you got to do is make. What about the people there that are constantly getting into accidents and people losing their lives? Because they're driving drunk, they're driving a motorbike or a vehicle drunk, right? This is why I don't know about now, but when I was living there, they only served alcohol at certain times. There were hours of the day, certain times they did not serve alcohol. They were like, nope, because there's too many accidents, too many deaths on the road because people were driving drunk, right? Everything happens with Patong. Everyone sees this, but the police don't. Officers have not yet provided clarification about the incident. In a related story, yada yada yada. Two men were fighting. Okay, so what I want to say is this, man, is once again you're being blamed. Foreigners are being blamed, and uh, people look at you with the side eye. They're disgusted with you, but they want your money. But at the same time, there are people there. They just had a shootout. And this wasn't in Patong. This was in well, this story that I'm talking about is in Patong, but the shootout happened in Pattaya, and the shootout what was not foreigners. They were Thai. They were Thai teenagers shooting, next to a crowded area. You're talking about a night market, a very crowded night market, and they were having a shootout there. A kid got shot. All right. And the first thing they tried to do was blame the foreigners. And I showed you guys that in the article. Well, they spoke to, how old was he? 60 something? Talking about, well, I think they were foreigners. Really? Foreigners from where? Where were they from? So some teenagers smuggled in a firearm into the country of Thailand, or they came to Thailand, and the first thing they wanted to get was a firearm, and they had a shootout. No, that was yours. That was your people. Okay. Things happen. You can't control it. And you can minimize it, but a criminal is going to do what a criminal does. No matter if you ban alcohol or anything like that, like, people are going to do what they want to do. And when you're in an establishment and they're serving alcohol, like, I know, in what do they call it? Because the gun laws, they call it the 51% rule. If there's a place where 51% of their sales is made by alcohol, then you cannot conceal a firearm in that area. You can't have a firearm nowhere in that area. So you're talking about places where you're welcoming not only locals but tourists to come through, and 51% of their sales is alcohol down the whole entire strip. All right. Yes, people are going to fight. Yes, it's to be expected. You don't call for them to get deported, right? You cut the tab, you break it up, you call law enforcement, they get thrown in the tank and sober up. If the other person wants to press charges, but blacklist people because they got into a fight in an area where they served alcohol, no. Now, if this was at a church or at a school, right, then yeah, during the day. But I mean, you could clearly see it's nighttime, right? It's a place where they serve alcohol. No, all right. And if they're going to follow through with that, then they need to follow through with making those laws more strict on you guys. All right. Because they don't want to go there, especially with the alcohol consumption and the amount of people get into accidents and the amount of people in those accidents that are inebriated and under the influence of alcohol. Y'all don't want to make those laws strict because it affects all of you. Okay. And to a certain degree, they should make the law strict. But not only is it going to get rid of a lot of foreigners that do this, it's going to have a negative effect on the locals as well. All right. So that's it. You guys take care. See you guys in about a couple of hours. I'm going to do another live stream. Peace.